Amarillo ISD's Board of Trustees voted yesterday to make masks optional for pre-K through 5th grade students and staff when they say the mask mandate would be eliminated completely next. And the Amarillo City Council resuming in-person meetings soon, when those meetings are going to start straight ahead.
Then we did get a little bit of rain this morning here in Amarillo, and we're not done just yet. We'll take a look at the forecast coming up.
Live from your local news leader, KAMR Local 4's Today in Amarillo starts now.
And good Thursday morning, everybody. It is April 15th. I'm Judd Baker. Thanks for waking up with us here on Today in Amarillo. Jason's got the morning off. We got more on those stories coming up in just a minute. But first, let's get a peek out your window with meteorologist Chris Martin joining us in the Weather Center. Chris, it's a little foggy, a little rainy outside.
It's a little perfect in my opinion,
yes.
But you know, I like this kind of weather. I know not everybody does, but I heard a lot of good things about yesterday's weather and today even more so. Thank you, Judd. Let's show you what's going on outside our Roy McCoy downtown camera. Actually, just a moment ago, we could see the top of the First Bank Southwest building. That is no longer the case. We have quite a bit more moisture outside, and just took a look outside here at the ground level, and we have raindrops on the cars this morning. Some spotty rain showers going on across the northeastern part of the Panhandle. We're seeing some of that light rain out towards Panhandle and Pampa, up towards Borger as well. And we're not done just yet. We'll have a few more rounds as the day goes on. High temperatures in the 40s and the 50s. Drizzly and rainy. Oh, love it. You need to make sure you grab that jacket or coat this morning, but we'll let you know when temperatures start to heat back up in just a few minutes. Right now, we'll send it back over to Judd.
All right, Chris, thank you. After a 4-hour-long special meeting yesterday, Amarillo ISD's Board of Trustees voted to modify its mask requirements. Starting Monday, masks will be optional for pre-K through 5th grade students and staff. But that's not the only change. Starting May 17th, the mask requirement will be eliminated completely, and masks will be optional for the entire district. KAMR Local 4's Kaylee Green was at that meeting. She's got more as we bring you facts, not fear, this morning.
Amarillo ISD's Board of Trustees heard public comment first.
I think this is an individual decision that needs to be made by the parents and the households of these families that know what's best for their children.
And input from health leaders like Northwest's Chief Medical Officer Dr. Brian Weiss.
I honestly don't know what are the long-term implications of this particular virus. What I would say is it sounds like you have a decision to make over the next 5 weeks. I would implore, say, let's stick with the mask for 5 weeks.
Superintendent Doug Loomis says the consensus on masks in the district has been nearly 50-50.
Undoubtedly is a topic that really has our city divided right down the middle.
After executive session, the board continued discussion before voting. The original motion would fall back to TEA and CDC guidance, making masks optional for students under the age of 10.
After a lot of discussion and what that causes, the issues that it causes at school, the board made a recommendation to just make masks optional for our pre-K through 5th grade.
That motion passed by a vote of 4-3. The board also voted to include staff at each of those campuses.
And then starting on May 17th, it would become optional for our secondary students as well.
Loomis says even though masks will be optional, quarantine isn't.
And so if there are positive cases within the district or within the city, and that contact tracing comes back, that, you know, I sat around a group of students or I was in an entire classroom without masks, there is the high likelihood that there will be large quarantines.
Our Kaylee Green reporting. Lorenzo de Zavala Middle School, which is 5th and 6th grade only, will have to require masks for 6th graders. Loomis says it could cause some stress on that campus, but it's something they will have to work through as a staff. Now, the board says anyone in Amarillo ISD who wants to wear a mask still can after the requirement is eliminated. AISD's last day of classes are March 28th. The hospitalization rate for the High Plains continues to stay in the single digits. It currently sits at just less than 3%. 39 new COVID-19 cases were reported yesterday by our surrounding counties. There are currently just less than 1,200 active cases in the counties highlighted in red. 3 new deaths were also reported yesterday, bringing that death toll up to 1,469. More than 65,000 people in our area have recovered from the virus. Amarillo City Council resuming its in-person meetings next month. That's going to start on May 11th. According to the city, they believe that all adults who want the vaccine will have had the opportunity to be fully vaccinated by that time. Based on that, they decided that they can safely reopen the meetings for socially distanced attendance. The Amarillo Community Market returning to Polk Street, according to a press release from Center City. The market will move back to the grounds of the historic Bivens Mansion starting in June. The Amarillo Community Market says they are still accepting applications for food, produce, arts, and crafts vendors for its 6th season. The deadline is April 30th. The community market will be open every Saturday from June to mid-September. You can find more updates about the coronavirus pandemic and the latest on our local vaccination information over on our website, myhighplains.com. It's now 6:05. Let's take a check on your forecast with meteorologist Chris Martin. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Judd. Good morning, everyone. Well, we are getting back to some more wet weather again today. We have a couple things that are different than we had yesterday, helping out with a chance for rain. Our next upper level system is centered back towards Arizona and Utah, getting closer to us. Tomorrow, that brings the next cold front in, which will also continue on our chance for rain. Today, though, winds are coming in from the southeast instead. A little bit this morning, but definitely shifting to the southeast as the day progresses, and we have a lot more moisture out there than we did this time yesterday. Humidity from 80 to about 90%. A few spots actually closing in on 100% humidity early this morning. We do have some spotty rain showing up on the radar this morning from northeast of Amarillo back towards the northeastern Texas Panhandle, from Shamrock, McLean back towards Pampa, up towards Perryton and Derazette as well. And we do have those easterly winds, southeasterly winds in place this morning at about 5 to 15 miles per hour, just a bit stronger than we had yesterday, and they will be on the stronger side this afternoon. Overcast, of course, for most of us, and that moisture is actually in the form of some dense fog back out towards eastern New Mexico. Clovis and Portales visibility dropping down to a couple of miles currently. And we're foggy here in town. We do have a few drops of rain out on the ground on the cars out here at the studio. 42 degrees out the airport currently. We're at 37 in Clayton, 47 in Childress, and about the same in Canadian and Borger. Pampa coming in at 44. Guyman dropping to 46 degrees as of right now. Dew point temperatures are higher than they were this time yesterday, in the 30s and the 40s instead of the 20s, so the humidity is much better off for the possibility of rain. Ag forecast, humidity drops off from about 98% here in town to 76% for the afternoon. Still ample moisture for some spotty rain showers that continue on into the afternoon time. Pockets of rain or drizzle, but we'll see a little bit more of a chance for some light to moderate rain for our eastern counties for this afternoon, with high temperatures in the 40s and the 50s, and that cold front comes in tomorrow morning will help to increase our chance for rain and amount as well. This afternoon, we're looking for rainfall amounts according to our computer models, less than 1/10 of an inch for our friends in eastern New Mexico, a little bit closer to 2/10 in Borger, and maybe 3/10 for our friends in Canadian. By tomorrow morning, once we get around to that cold front and it already moves through, we'll see areas closer to 1/2 an inch for the eastern part of the Panhandle, so glad to see that. On Friday afternoon, we'll see some sunshine breaking through the clouds, highs still in the 50s, and about the same on Saturday, but breezy as well. Sunday, more sunshine, a high of 61, calmer conditions. Winds turn back from the southwest on Monday with a high of 72, but don't get used to that because we cool off to the 50s and 60s once again for the middle of next week. You can check out that full forecast always at myhighplains.com, and again on the KAMR weather app. Outside, we're at 42 degrees still, and we'll send it back to Judd.
Good morning. We have Denise Blanchard and Tina Brolin here with us to talk about the Empty Bowls event. So Denise, we'll go ahead and start off with you. What is this Empty Bowls event that we're talking about for those who don't know?
Well, several years ago, our Fine Arts Department decided that they wanted to do a service learning project. So service learning is a teaching methodology by where you link a nonprofit with a curriculum subject. And so Denise Olson linked our pottery classes, and I believe we even have some jewelry classes participating. It is teaching your curriculum, but incorporating service into it. And so Empty Bowl was born. They take place all over the nation. And so we're excited that this is, I think, our 3rd year to do this, 3rd or 4th year. And the bowls just get better and better every year. Students prepare these bowls knowing that they're going to be donated. And each of these bowls will be on sale for $10. You can choose a bowl, you can pick up a cup of soup. Our culinary arts students have made cornbread that will be available to go with our stew. And so it's just going to be a fun evening. We've got choirs that are going to be singing, our show choirs.
And you're partnering up with the High Plains Food Bank for this, right?
We sure are.
So, Tina, kind of talk to me why this is so important to y'all, because, you know, in your press release, you say 1 in 5 children in our area go hungry, and some may say, you know, that number is low, but it's still one too many, right?
Definitely is. And this has been a really eye-opening year for High Plains Food Bank. The Kids Cafe program is a Feeding America program offered through High Plains Food Bank. We increased the number of sites in 2020 and nearly doubled the numbers by doing the grab and go, meals to go. We were able to reach more kids in more households. So it's vitally important this year that we have the community support to support the Kids Cafe program.
All right, so kind of tell me more about when and where this event is taking place.
Okay, this is April the 20th from 5:30 to 7. It will be in the Great Hall at Polk Street United Methodist Church.
All right, perfect. And of course, we'll have all of that information waiting for you over on myhighplains.com. Thank you two so much for being with us here this morning on Today in Amarillo. Coming up, Amarillo police have released new details on 2 murder-suicide incidents from this week. What they say happened next. And early voting is just around the corner for the May municipal elections. What city officials and current candidates have to say about the city's tax rate.